In the heart of ancient China, a world governed by ironclad codes of honor, one man, a master swordsman, faced a decision that would forever shatter his life. His choice would cost him his name, his home, and his brothers in arms. But in doing so, he would find a truth far greater than any martial law. This is the story of Li Wei, the swordsman who broke the sacred code. Li Wei was forged in the fires of the Azure Dragon sect, a brotherhood where loyalty was law and betrayal was a death sentence. From a young age, his life was the sword. He trained relentlessly, his blade a blur of silver light, his movements as fluid as a river, yet as deadly as a viper's strike. His heart was bound to the sect's creed, his loyalty unwavering, and his skill was second to none. His masters saw him as the future of their order, a paragon of their martial virtues. He was the pride of the sect, a living embodiment of their strength and discipline. But one moonless night, the very foundation of his world was shaken. The sect elders summoned him to their stone chamber, the air thick with the scent of incense and unspoken tension. They gave him a new command, a final test of his devotion. An innocent family, a humble merchant and his wife and child, had been framed for a crime against a powerful official allied with the sect. The verdict was already decided, and the punishment was death. Li Wei was ordered to be the executioner, to silence them forever and uphold the sect's authority. As he stood before the family's small, trembling home, his hand resting on the hilt of his famed sword, a storm raged within him. He saw the terror in their eyes, the pure, unblemished innocence of people caught in a game of power far beyond their understanding. The sect's code screamed in his mind, obey without question. But his own heart, his own conscience, whispered a different truth. Was this honor? To slaughter the defenseless based on a lie? In that moment, Li Wei made his choice. He lowered his sword, its cold steel reflecting the faint starlight. He would not be a butcher. Instead of taking their lives, he guided the terrified family through hidden paths, leading them deep into the misty sanctuary of the mountains, to a life of freedom. By the time the sun's first rays broke over the horizon, the news of his defiance had spread like wildfire. The Azure Dragon sect, feeling the sting of his betrayal, branded him a traitor. The man they once celebrated was now a fugitive. Elite warriors, men who had once shared meals and trained alongside him, were dispatched with a single, ruthless order: hunt him down. Li Wei was now a man alone, a ghost running from his own shadow, with the entire martial world baying for his blood. The hunt was relentless. Under the cold, watchful eye of the moon, steel met steel in clashes that echoed through silent forests and desolate plains. His former brothers, their faces grim and determined, cornered him time and again. Li Wei was a master, but he was outnumbered and his heart was heavy. He parried, he dodged, he disarmed, his movements a sorrowful dance of defense. Though he was wounded, his body aching from a dozen cuts, he refused to deliver a killing blow. He could not bring himself to harm the men he once called family, even as they sought to end his life. In the end, Li Wei simply vanished. He faded from the world of men, melting into the mists of the uncharted wilderness, becoming a whisper on the wind. His story became a legend, a cautionary tale told in hushed tones in taverns and dojos across the land. The name Li Wei was no longer a symbol of martial perfection, but a solemn reminder, a warning to all who would listen. Honor without compassion is just cruelty in disguise. True honor is not found in blind obedience, but in the courage to do what is right, no matter the cost. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the annals of history and legend.